Iron Maiden's in the house. Please introduce yourself and what you play in the band.
Hi, I'm Courtney Cox, and I play lead guitar as Adriana Smith.
I'm Kirsten Rosenberg, and I am lead vocals as Bruce Chickenson.
I'm Linda McDonald, and I play Nikki McBrain on the drums.
Wow. So tell us all about your first experience falling in love with Iron Maiden. What album was it? What show? What led you to even consider dedicating your life to making their music?
What's that?
You guys should probably start with this.
Okay, I'll start. School bus, riding home, hearing Power Slave, the album, hearing Aces High and 2 Minutes to Midnight, blew my mind. Never been the same since.
That was easy. Oh my God. I was just a wee tot, and I got in trouble for misbehaving in school, and I got sent home for a few days. So in the meanwhile, I had to find something to do, so I went and I invaded my brother's, record collection. And I found...
Drop the needle.
I dropped the needle, and it was made in Japan. And I just was floored by how tight this band sounded live. And I just had to look into it more, and it was Iron Maiden, and that's also when I decided that I wanted to play drums.
And you?
I have the sad one. When I was a freshman in high school, Dance of Death just came out, so obviously later, in her discography. But, I was addicted to that album, so from then I went back, to the first couple albums, just went my way up, and that was it. History is made.
So Paul Diano's going to be here tomorrow night, I hear.
Is he?
Oh, really?
Celebrating the 50th anniversary
of the whiskey.
Perhaps we
Nice.
should crash that party.
I know.
Right.
Definitely.
So what's the most challenging thing? Because when we think of Maiden, we think of precision, we think of super overdrive.
Oh my God, memorizing all the lyrics probably for me.
I mean, the Maiden fans, they have no mercy. I mean, you can't club.
Right, and I've tried every trick there is. And you can see it in their faces. They're like, "Ooh."
Yeah, they'll keep you in check, huh?
They will. They keep you on your toes.
Air guitar, they'll air drum parts, and they'll lip sync, and
Yeah.
they'll let you know if you miss
Now,
it.
what is it about Maiden you think that, there's been thousands of bands that come out since then, but they're still held in such high regard, and the merch sales are like ridiculous.
Eddie.
What is it? What
It's
is it?
Eddie.
I mean, it started with Eddie. That's the first thing we saw.
Eddie has everything to do with their merch sales, I think, because Eddie is badass. Eddie's hot.
Mascot that served past Eddie, right?
Yeah, but it's their writing and their musicianship and what they write about. It's just real. It's them. They're not trying to write about something that would be cool, and just their musicianship. I mean,
So they never got a trend, so they couldn't go out of trend.
yeah, they are.
They raised the bar for a lot of bands. And the bar is still set. Like, I think even the bands that are still going today, they're still one of the ones that still has that big arena show that a lot of bands don't have anymore.
And they've
So
influenced so
they
many of the new bands.
Yeah, they stood the test of time, and it's a very hard thing to do. So I think they're one of the ones that did it the best, I believe.
I mean, we just watched that metal show, the other night. Avenged Sevenfold said they went out opening for Maiden, and every night they came on the side of the stage and watched the show. The same show, and they were blown away every night.
Yeah, I would have done that. Yeah, the best seat in the house.
It's like, so many great stories, so many great albums, What kind of feedback you get? What's the most exciting thing, or what's the best thing you get back from keeping this music alive in your version?
Well, the fact that the actual Iron Maiden approves of what we're doing. They like the band, so that's it for me. I'm done.
Who did you hear from? What feedback did you
It was Bruce.
And Steve Harris. Steve Harris. It was in Mexico City, and we were playing with Lauren Harris. That was the tour when she was opening for their band, and they had a night off, and so in Mexico City, we played with them instead. And Steve Harris was there, and Bruce Dickinson, and Steve Harris came backstage afterwards and gave us a glowing review and gave us a thumbs up, and it was so frightening.
When you first started, was there any hesitation, like, can we use the name? Can we be so bold?
Yeah,
Until somebody says, no, this is it.
Yeah, I mean, we thought it was between Charlotte the Harlot or the Iron Maidens, and it was an obvious choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think
remember
so.
back in the day, people were real touchy about the names of trademarks. I mean, these days, the tribute bands are doing big business.
Yeah.
Are there other tribute bands you've seen that really bring it as far as the dedication to the fans?
Damage Inc., Just Like Priest, Tin Lizzy. There's so many. I'm just scratching the
Led
surface.
Zepp again.
Oh yeah, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
So it's really legitimized. I mean, these bands, I mean, Maiden doesn't tour here for every 3 or 4 years, so I mean, you've got to
We're their surrogate fix.
keep it alive. Yeah. Now, what do you feel as far as the history? We're celebrating 50 years of the whiskey tonight. Half a century on the Sunset Strip. I mean, the Led Zeppelins, the Iron Maidens, the Judas Priest, the AC/DCs, the Van Halens, everybody's played the stage. What are your greatest feelings about being a part of that?
Well, you know, I without dating myself too much, although I'm sure I am dating myself too much, I remember this place, yeah, right, back in its the 80s, you know, the 80s Sunset Strip. So I lived it back then, and
too.
and it's awesome to see it still here. It's definitely a different scene out on the street than it was back then, but I love that it lives on. It's a landmark, and there's still live rock and roll in this town.
I must agree.